FUNCLE's Customs, where I find all kinds of cars in different places. I usually fix them and flip them, but sometimes I keep them. This is My Garage Revivals. This weekend we got up to a lot of things, so stay tuned to see what I have done. Hello everybody and welcome back to My Garage Revivals. Right, so yeah, it is a Monday morning and we have been quite busy this weekend, as you can see. So yes, I didn't do all of this. I actually get a little bit of a team of guys to come and set this up for me. So this is pretty much a carport for our shop truck. And also we've got some stairs which is actually going to lead up to a little room we are going to be building here for ourselves. Because I'm getting quite tired of sleeping on a couch. So you can only imagine that it's not good for my back. So yes, we are going to be building ourselves a little bit of a living quarters over here. So we're just going to put a little bed in here, maybe a fridge, and yeah, we can probably also get a little coffee table or something like that. So yeah, that is pretty much the idea with what we are going on over here with. So yeah, that is definitely something new to the shop coming very soon. But in other news, we also have got quite a lot of work to do today. As you can see, we've got all the parts to put Mr. Diesel's Lada sedan back together. So yeah, Uncle Richard came through and pretty much all the parts here have been painted and matched to the vehicle specification of this specific model. And yes, we will be putting this thing back together today. Alright, so yeah, let's have a look quickly at what's going on over here. So as you can see, I did start stripping the little Niva a little bit. We took out the back windows, we took out the rear bumpers as well as the taillights. So yeah, we are pretty much preparing this thing for a fresh paint job, which I'm going to be doing in the near future, sending this over to Richard's auto body, obviously. So he's going to be doing just a little bit of a respray for us, and then we'll also be ordering some new interior bits, as well as the missing parts we are still, missing on this vehicle, like this door mirror over here, and we also need to get a headliner and a rear view mirror and all that. So yes, that is pretty much what's going on with our little Niva over here. So I did actually start preparing this. There's still a little bit of rust I still got to take care of, but yeah, so far it's starting to look a little bit better. So yeah, that is definitely something that we're going to be sorting out very soon. So in other news, also I did make an offer to buy the barn from Richard, from his nephew actually. So yes, we will be getting a lot of parts and stuff in that barn, but also very importantly, we are going to be getting our own tire mounter, which is going to be a very nice addition to our shop, because then that way we can mount our own tires and we don't have to pay the extra cost of getting tires fitted at a shop. So yeah, that is something that we're going to be getting. I don't know exactly where I'm going to be putting it, but I guess we will figure that out once it's here. Might actually have a little space over here for it, but we'll see. But yes, as you can see also, I did a little bit of work on our Chevy Chevelle off camera. I did some Bondo work and also some sandblasting. So I think this vehicle is nearly rust-free. We've just got a couple more things to iron out and maybe some dings and bangs over here and there. But we'll get this thing sorted out in no time, pretty much. So yeah, we also still have to start working on this engine that is going to be put into the Chevelle. This is a Chevy 350 cubic inch. So yeah, we are going to be rebuilding this engine very soon. We might not get to this today, but we'll see. Because if I do get to this, I'll maybe just start stripping it and seeing what else we need to replace on this engine. There's quite a lot of rusty and crusty parts on this thing. So I'm hoping to get this engine running reliably so that we can put it in our Chevelle and get a little bit of top dollar for this vehicle once we try and sell it on, or maybe auction it off. But yes, we will see pretty much what the future holds for this. So yeah, that is pretty much what is happening in the shop at the moment. Over the weekend, we also did quite a bit of shopping. So we do have got a lot of parts here for our Chevelle as well. So we've got a new replacement roof and also a new hood, which is a cowl shaped hood. So I think this is going to look a little bit nicer on our car. And also we've got a new grille, headlights, all the wheel houses and stuff we need to replace. I also did get all of the suspension parts ordered up that we need for this. So we will be replacing all the suspension parts you see over here. Some of these are old parts, like this upper control arm. I just moved everything over here. So yeah, that is pretty much what is happening with our 69 Chevelle. So I think first things first is we are going to sort out this little Lada sedan for Mr. Diesel so that he can pretty much come and pick it up, and then we can finally get our last payment on this vehicle. He did make a payment of 15,000 to us already, so that is pretty much covering our parts and stuff and the labor that we had to pretty much entail with regards to this build. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we are going to start by removing our battery, because we are obviously going to be welding on this thing. So I just need to start getting all the tools together that we are going to need. So obviously the welding machine, first of all, is going to be very necessary. And then we'll come over here and we'll just grab our toolbox where I left it when I was working on the little Niva yesterday, actually. Right, so we're going to bring this over, and I'm just going to remove the battery. And then that way it's going to be safe for us to weld on this car. So let's get this battery pulled out of here. And then, yeah, we've got a nice little handy shelf over here, which we can put it on. Let's just be sure it doesn't fall down. All right. And then, yeah, well, obviously we've got some coolant, because these are, some of them are half bottles. So that's why I just brought all of them over, because we're going to have to top up the coolant once we get our front panel installed with the radiator, which is the first part I'm going to be installing on this thing. So let's grab this part and get this thing pretty much lined up into place over here. And then we're going to grab our welding machine and just start welding everything together. So yeah, this is going to be quite a little bit of a job, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing this thing take shape. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys in a little bit of a time lapse while I'm doing this. So yeah, sit back, relax, and pretty much enjoy. Alright, so there we go. This little car has been put together, and I think it's just the last touch over here, the license plate, which I was able to knock with the hammer to get it straight, and that thing is perfectly straight. And yes, this car is now officially put back together, and I think now the only thing I need to do really is just to fill up the coolant, which is gonna, yeah, be a little bit of a job, because I don't know how many of these bottles are half or how full they are. So we are gonna pretty much see if we can get this radiator filled up with what we have over here. So let's sort this out quickly. Alright, so our coolant has been sorted out now, and I think everything should be perfect on this little car. And I must say, this thing actually turned out very, very nice. I wasn't expecting to see this thing put back together so soon. Alright, so here we go. We've got our battery back in place. And there we go. Let's bolt it down. Alright, so we are going to pretty much see if this thing is going to be able to start up and see how it runs. And also I want to check if it's going to overheat or anything like that. So yeah, I think let's jump in and see if this thing is going to fire up. Alright, so there we go. We've got it fired up. And I think everything is looking pretty good. She fired up quite easily. And we've still got a half a tank of fuel, which is actually not too bad. Alright, so yeah, we can't really see much behind us with these headrests, but we are just going to pretty much take this thing around the block a little bit, see if it reaches temperature, if it overheats, or if it cuts out or anything, if there's anything wrong. So far it feels 100% perfect. Alright, so this little car has actually got quite a lot of power, so let's see what she does. Alright, this is a lot of fun. Alright, she's got quite a lot of power. Alright, so we can pretty much just park it here behind our little Niva, because the little Niva is not going to be moved today. Alright, so yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this little car. So I think we are going to contact Mr. Diesel and have him test drive it and see if he is happy with everything. And then, yeah, hopefully we will get our last payment for this job. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my focus to putting the little Chevelle over here back together a little bit. There's quite a lot of work to do to it. So we've obviously got a lot of parts that we can start mounting to this thing. So big parts like the roof, I don't know if I'm going to get it through this door, but I'm going to try my utmost best. There we go, we've got our roof in the shop now. And we are about to see if this thing is going to go back onto the car. So this is a junkyard part. We've got a second-hand roof. It's still very much intact. There's no rust on this, luckily as well. And I don't see any dents on it. But I guess we'll only see once we got it installed onto the car. So I think that should be more or less in place. So I think what I can do now is grab the welding machine and just pretty much weld it in place. Alright, so here we are. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tricky on the lift like this. But I think now at least the roof should stay. Alright, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there are some welds over here, which I'm probably going to have to see if I can find it from down here rather. Alright, so that's the one done. Let's go around to the other side over here. Alright, so let's come up over there. We've got another weld in here, which we can pretty much see just there. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to check if there's any other welding we need to do. At the moment, I don't think there's anything. Let's see what else we can grab from here. We've got a lot of body parts. We've got a lot of suspension parts as well, which we can probably sort out. Oh, see, this actually fell from the shelf. Let me just put it back there. Alright, and then we'll sort that out a little bit. Alright, so I think we are pretty much ready to put our other fender on. So let me get this into the shop like this. And let's get this brand new fender fitted. Alright, so there we go. That is looking quite a little bit different from the bent fender we had. So I also got a little bit of trim pieces for this thing, but I still need a bunch of trim pieces probably. We will see what else we still need as this car is getting closer to completion. Alright, but I think that is looking very decent. So I did go ahead and order a new wiper motor and also all the wiper arms and stuff like that. So that is pretty much all brand new parts going on. So I think what we can do is we can try and mount this now. So let me take this a little bit closer. Right, so these are brand new wipers and arms. Alright, let's zip that down. Alright, so there's our wipers. Let's get our wiper motor from the storage over here. Alright, so this is a little bit of a walk up and down, but that's fine. Alright, so there we go. Wiper motor installed. Alright, so now let's see what else we need to weld to this car. We've got pretty much the wheel houses over here. It still needs to be welded. This one needs to be welded as well. So let's take these over to the car salon. Alright, so there we go. That's the one. Alright, let's grab the other one. Alright, and then we're going to pretty much weld both of these back into place. Alright, so that is our wheel houses sorted out. So now I think we can start getting into these parts over here. We've got pretty much our hood to mount, as well as all the suspension. And then the grille will go on, as well as the fuel tank. We've even got a front bumper. And what the devil is this? Is this a piston? That's supposed to be on a shelf over here. I don't know how that got over there, but okay. Anyway, let's carry on. We've got quite a lot of work to do still. So we've got pretty much our old rear axle over here. So what I want to do is pretty much assemble the suspension so that we can start getting that put into the car. But I also want to see if we can pretty much get the vehicle put back together so that it can go back onto its own wheels, which is another thing that I need to tell you guys about. So I took the wheels and tires and everything off in the previous episode, and I actually sent those wheels in to be chromed, so they are going to be pretty much wrapped in brand new tires, and we are also going to get them back when they are pretty much chromed up. So yeah, hopefully that is going to add a little bit of a spice to this vehicle. Alright, so what I think next is I'm going to install the leaf springs so that we've got a mounting place for our axle once we bring that over. So let's get this leaf spring in place like that. Then we'll grab the other one. We also still got a couple of things we need to go and weld into place, but that's going to be something we'll do next, I think. Alright, so let's get this also into place. Let's get that bolted down. Alright, so let's go and get that rear frame brace. I think that's what they call this thing. So this is in fact a middle frame brace, if I'm not mistaken. So this is pretty much where our shock absorbers mount to. So let's get our welding machine a bit closer here and just pretty much weld that into place. Alright, and then I think we could probably also do the torsion support, seeing as we are busy with the welding at the moment. So let's get this thing also into place and weld it up. Alright, and then let's bring this a little bit closer. I could have actually just lifted the car up a little bit, but that is okay. We'll manage like this. Alright, let's see. Don't think I'm going to figure out this welding over here. Just like this. So we might have to lift it up. I don't know if there's any welds behind there. So let's maybe get this thing lifted up a little bit. Alright, let's just see if I missed any welds over here. Ah, there we go. We've got two over here. Alright, and I spotted a little bit of rust down here. So we might actually grab our sandblaster while we see that now. So let me grab that quickly from the paint prep area. It's actually a good thing I saw that now, because I would have missed it completely. And then the guys at the auto body would have charged me to remove that rust. So why would we pay them to do it if we can do it ourselves? Alright, so let's blast that rust away. We might hit our lift arm a bit over here, but that's okay. I think that is probably most of the rust. Yeah, as I said, I didn't do a perfect job just yet on the rust removal. We'll still find some more rust as we are working on this car. Alright, so now I think what we can do is we can continue with our rear suspension. I nearly forgot about that little emblem, but we'll remember that when we get to that. Alright, so we are going to pretty much need our toolbox over here now. Alright, so let's put it down over here. Alright, so let's start with the rear suspension parts. We've got our hub on this side. Let's get our other one installed on the opposite side. Alright, that is looking very good. Alright, let's grab our 2 brake discs. We'll get them put into place, just like that, and we'll tighten that down. Just like that. And over there. Alright, now we can grab our wrench again. Okay, so up next we are going to pretty much install the rear brakes. So we've got pretty much new calipers for the rear, and the 2 front ones are also brand new. And I also went to buy a new handbrake lever, because I remember these things actually, they are a major failing point for the inspection of the vehicle. So yeah, I thought that was just a little bit clever to think ahead and just go ahead and buy a brand new handbrake cable and also the actual lever for the handbrake. Alright, so let's get this into place. Alright, so that's our rear right. So I'm not too sure, will I be able to tell which side goes where? This is the right hand side. Okay, so there we go, that's the one. Right, let's get this brake line installed on this caliper as well. Where does it go? Over there. Alright, zip it down. Right, and then we'll get it mounted to this side. Alright, I think that is pretty much our rear suspension ready to go in the car. Don't think I missed anything on the rear. That's pretty much our main brake line. We've got a new brake master cylinder as well. That one actually came off the little Lada we worked on. So these are all spare parts actually. We'll need to check with Mr. Diesel if he wants all of the parts back. Alright, but yes, let's go and drop our axle into place. Alright, there we go. We've got our rear axle installed. Very good, very good. Alright, all those bolts are tightened down. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to put the drive shaft in without a transmission. Alright, yes we can. Alright, that is perfect. Let's get that into place, then we know it's in. Alright, very well. So, I think now we can start tackling the front suspension and see if we can get this vehicle pretty much lowered down. We might have to use some of the old wheels we have laying around just to get this thing off the ground. But okay, let's get that installed, and also this one. Alright, so these are going to go back onto the car. So we might actually put these in our backpack for now. Alright, so now I want to pretty much assemble this, which is our steering link. So let's get these tie rods pretty much installed on there. Alright, come on, can we reach the bolt or the nut on that? There we go. Alright, let's get the other one. All right, and then we'll grab this steering box, which we replaced. This is a brand new one. This one goes on this side, if I'm not mistaken, over there. Let's bolt that down. Let's grab our new steering arm. So that has got a bolt there and at the bottom. All right, let's grab this now. Just like that. All right, and now let's get our brand new hubs installed onto our hub carriers over here. We've got the old one over here, which is still fine, and this one is also an old one. So we are going to be reusing those because they are still fair in condition. All right, so let's get this one over on this side. And let's grab that one for the opposite side. Okay, so we've got those two bolts. All right, so that is sorted out. And we've got an old brake line here, but yeah, luckily we've got all brand new ones for that. All right, so we are going to have to install these in the car as well. So let's put that in our backpack. And we'll also grab this. Let's quickly go and pop this on because this actually needs to go with our transmission. All right, so I did check. We are going to have to buy a new transmission for our 350 Chevy block over here. So we'll order a 5-speed one, I think, which is going to make it a little bit more desirable for the buyer. All right, so let's get these things installed. So these are the strut rods. So they go pretty much like that. Zip it down over there, and then let's grab the other one. All right, so that goes into there. I think once we got this bolt tightened down, we should do our brake discs again. All right, so let's grab our brake disc, get that into place, bolt it down. Let's get this one over there. Perfect. All right, next up, we pretty much have to mount our brake pads, or fit our brake pads rather. There we go. All right, so let's get this installed. Here we go, and then we've got basically our brake lines to go on. One over there, and let's put the other one on over there. Bolt them down. All right, so this is for this side. And then we'll grab this one for the other side. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so now we can pretty much take this whole assembly and go and slap it onto the car over here. Just like that. Alright, that is looking very good. Alright, so let's get our shock absorbers into place. We've got a bolt down here and we've got a bolt up there. And let's also grab a control arm while we are on the side. That goes over there. And let's not forget our bolt over there. Alright, so we've got all the bolts installed over here. Right, I like double checking myself sometimes if I did tighten the stuff up. Right, so this one goes on this side. There's a bolt, and then there. And then we've got our control arm for this side as well. Alright, so these are also tight, and that is ready to go. Right, so now I think the last but not least will be pretty much the stuff in the engine bay. Alright, so let's grab this. We are going to be installing this with our main brake line. So let's go down. Alright, so let's get this into place. So I did manage to get these bolts undone over the course of the weekend. So yeah, it wasn't really that hard. We just had to get a little bit creative over here, like I'm doing now at the moment. So let's just see. There we go. All right, so that is sorted. All right, so now we can grab our brand new brake line over here. So let's go put this into place. Alright, so there we go. We've got pretty much 5 places we need to tie this thing down. So the first corner over here, we've got another one on this side. All our brake hoses. Perfect. And the last one over there. There we go. Alright, so let's put this trunk back on as well while we are nearly banging into it. Alright, just like that, we've got our trunk back on the car. So now I think we can probably look for our rear shock absorbers. Don't know where I put those. They must be somewhere unless we didn't order them, which is quite possible as well. But luckily those are universal, so we could probably just go over to the shop across the road and pick 2 shock absorbers up quickly. Alright, so let's get our hood installed. Let me just put this backpack over my shoulder again. Alright, so there we go. We've got our brand new cowl hood installed. That is looking very decent. Alright, so now we are going to pretty much need our toolbox at the car again. So let's do it like this. We've got our toolbox. Alright, let's just put it down over here because now I want to pretty much install the finishing touches to this thing. So we can probably install this, although the guys at the paint shop might have to take it off again. There we go. Alright, and then let's come and grab our new front bumper. Alright, let's get this thing into place. Alright, now obviously there's one major key part that I have forgot to order. Or did I order it? Yeah, I don't see it over here, which is our radiator support. Okay, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but I think we'll be able to get the rear shock absorbers. And also let's get our torsion supports into place. Alright, so let's get this one in. So that way the car will at least sit at the correct height. I think at the back it should be fine as well. It's just we don't have the shock absorbers yet, which we can quickly go and grab. Alright, and let's pop this one in over this side. Alright, so let me run over to the shop quick and see if I can get the shock absorbers for our rear of the vehicle. Alright, so there we go. We've got 2 rear shock absorbers for the rear of our vehicle. And now we're just going to take a nice stroll back to the shop. And then we're going to get those fitted. And then we're going to see if we can put some wheels back onto the car. Because obviously we would like to start moving around in the shop. So yeah, let's get back to the shop and get this sorted out. Alright, so here we go. We've got our 2 brand new rear shock absorbers. And let's just quickly bolt them down. And then I will see if I can get that front radiator support ordered for the next episode. And also we will be working on this engine. So that is pretty much my task for the next episode, is to get that engine stripped down so that we can see what parts we're going to need to get it running again. So obviously we cannot install our front bumper yet because we don't have the radiator support. And I also need to order a brand new radiator probably for this car. I'm not too sure how good this one is. Nah, the radiator itself still looks fine, but we still need some hoses, but that's more engine related parts. So the last thing that we can really install is our gas tank that we've got. We've got a brand new gas tank, and I doubt maybe we can even install the grill. We'll see if we are going to be able to do that. I believe we can. So let's get this gas tank fitted first. Alright, let's grab our wrench over here. Alright, yeah, there we go. We've got the bolts over here. So there's 6 bolts on this. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now we are going to see if we can get our grill fitted. So let me go and grab the grill over here. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I just checked. We don't have any mounting point for the grill at the moment. I think that is also pretty much welded to the actual radiator support. Or it's not welded, it's actually screwed into the radiator support. So yes, we are going to have to wait before we can get our grill installed over here, as well as our front bumper. But that's okay. We still have quite a bit of other things to do to this car as well anyway. So I don't think we're going to be able to send this car to paint without a running engine. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we will probably temporarily fit the old engine. Maybe just to get it over to the paint shop if we don't get our engine rebuilt in time. But yes, what I would like to still do is see if we can get some wheels on this thing. So obviously we've got quite a mismatch of wheels and tires over here. So this is just going to be for us to move it around the shop. So on the first corner, we're going to slap on a Mercedes wheel, as you can see. They do fit 5 lugs. All right, perfect. Let's grab another tire, which is more or less the correct size as well. This is a 16-inch, same as the Mercedes wheel. So let's put this one on this corner, I guess. All right, and I think we still have one of the wheels that came off the car, which is this one. All right, so this is the odd wheel we had on the car. So it was very lucky for us to have a wheel in the correct, design as the rest of the other wheels on the car. So there we go. We've got a wheel on there. And let's grab a last one over here. I think, yeah, we can just grab this worn tire. I mean, we're not going to be driving the car. Even if we do drive it, we're not going to be driving it very far. All right, so there we go. We've got another wheel mounted on this corner as well. All right, so I think that is pretty much going to be able to allow the vehicle to be moved around. I might have to air up the wheels a little bit again. All right, so let's get these lift arms out from under here, because I would like to also try and strip out the interior. All right, and let's get some air into these tires quickly. Alright, so there we go. We've got air in all 4 of the tires now, and I did take the lift arms out. So I think we are pretty much ready to push this thing away from the lift so that we can gain access to the interior. I did loosen the handbrake, but this is quite a heavy car. Right, so there we go. We've got access to all of these interior bits which we are going to be replacing. So obviously we can still remove the interior, and then I'm going to see if I can get a guy who can recover the interior for us. And we're going to try and see if we can stick with the same original beige color it is currently in, because I think that's a very nice touch to the vehicle. The lighter interior. Alright, so yeah, pretty much all of these things I will send in to the upholstery guy. I think he should be able to get these sorted out. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just pop them down over here. We do also have got our steering column which we can fit. And we do have this steering wheel, which I'm going to be mounting to it. So that is one that actually came off of our Mercedes wagon all the way back in the day. So yeah, that is definitely going to come in handy now that we don't have a proper steering wheel for this car. Because the one I took off here, I don't think that is going to do very well for us anymore, but we'll see. But I think the one we've got on the shelf is in a little bit better condition. Alright, so there's our driver's seat as well. We actually do have got a replacement seat for the passenger side, which is the correct color as well, and the same design. So that might actually save us a little bit of money if we can use that seat. Alright, let's get this dashboard out. Alright, there we go. We've got our dash free. And this has got an aftermarket tachometer. I don't know what that is. It's a RPM gauge. So yeah, we've got a pretty much a modified dashboard over here. But I think we're just going to restore this thing to original standard. We're not going to be adding any major modifications to this car on the interior. So we're just going to keep that pretty much classic. Alright, so let's see if we can get our steering column out. This is going to be very interesting. Alright, let me just get into position properly. There we go. We've got all the bolts loose. Let's grab this thing. Alright, so this is the old crusty one. We'll just chuck it over here for now. And then we're going to grab our brand new one over here. We're going to install this in the car first, and then we'll pop the steering wheel on. Alright, so we've got these 3 bolts. Let's tighten them down. Alright, perfect. Now, I would also like to remove this handbrake lever over here. So let's get these bolts out quickly. Just get rid of this. I've got no idea how good of a condition that thing is anymore, but we'll replace it with a brand new one. Like we do over here. And then I think last but not least, we're just going to pop our steering wheel on. Okay, so there goes the handbrake lever into place. Let me just see if I can get to those bolts again. There we go, perfect. So that is pretty much replaced. Alright, so now we've got our steering wheel going on the car. So there we go. Let's bolt that down. Alright, so we only have got our door panel and the 2 seats to remove still. Alright, so let's go put this one down. Alright, so there's our other seat. Let me go grab the back seat. Alright, and there's the last bolt for this back seat. And there we go. So, right. So that is pretty much all of the interior, apart from the gear shifter, which I think we can probably just leave. We'll replace that once we've got the vehicle up and running. So I will be mounting this seat just temporarily for us to move the vehicle around, because I might have to send those in for some repairs. So this way, if we get our vehicle running, we can at least move it around and we've got a seat to sit on. So yes, there we go. But I think that is also going to be a wrap for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yeah, until the next time, cheerio.